During the period of 1865 to 1900, immigration was a key component in America at this time, with new immigrants coming from Southern and or Eastern Europe, and some from Asia, from places like Russia. New immigrants came for many reasons. First off, they came because they lost their farm jobs because of mechanization back home. They also wanted the gift of American freedom. American freedom, including political and religious freedoms. They also saw of the economic opportunities that started in America because of the industrialization that began, with more jobs opening, which is a reason why the new immigrants came to America, and a reason why the original Americans, as they call themselves, did not appreciate and did not want these new immigrants to come and take their jobs. The new immigrants were mainly Catholics, Orthodox, and even some Jews. Unlike the old immigrants around the 1800s to the 1820s, around that time, that when they came, they mainly were Protestants, with a few exception of Catholics. They came from Northern and Northwestern Europe, the majority. And the old immigrants were Anglo-Saxon, while the new immigrants were not. The old immigrants arrived from a variety of social classes, rich, poor, middle class, but the new immigrants, they arrived mainly poor. Unlike the old immigrants, there were assumptions around them. First off, there was the assumption that the new immigrants were not greatly skilled and literate, while the old immigrants were usually assumed to be. The old immigrants were Anglo-Saxon, so that's why they were not considered racially inferior. On the other hand, the new immigrants were not, and they were considered racially inferior. When the new immigrants came, they packed up in groups and cities. You can see this in Italy, New York, full of Italians, and Pio, Chicago, full of Polish. When the new immigrants came, there was hatred. There was challenges for their lives coming and living in America. First off, since the new immigrants were considered to have taken all the jobs of the original Americans, they were not allowed in the union most of the time. The labor union did not accept them in. Another challenge is that when the new immigrants came, nativism arose, and parties like the No-Nazi parties arose once again, but this time more intense, since, as I said before, the new immigrants were not Anglo-Saxon. That type of stuff connects with segregation because it's races and ethnicities that are disconnecting the people of America, no matter if you're an immigrant or not, which everyone has been an immigrant except the Native Americans, who are mainly the most original people on America. And this is another reason why they did pack in cities, so then they can be accepted and keep their culture and heritage still alive within them. Well, not everyone hated the new immigrants. There was an exception of a few great people. And you must know Jane Addams. Jane Addams, who helped in the new immigrants. She built the whole house, which provided social services and children education, as well as English language classes for the new immigrants, so then they can learn and adapt to their new society in America. And she was the main figure of the settlement house movement. But it wasn't just that. There was also other help, including the people of the YMCA and YWCA, as well as the Salvation Army that came to help the immigrants. Social gospel movement that took on the responsibility to help the poor and the immigrants included. This the new immigrants a kind of easier life. For the moment, their main goal was to help the new immigrants adapt to their society. Well then, that's the story of immigration. Thank you, class.